Welcome to Beer Junkie on Gear Junkie. I'm your host, your master of ceremonies, Paul Pabst. We got a good episode today. It's episode 4. They said we couldn't get to episode 4, and a lot of people took the under. We did it. We made it. We'll be celebrating later. The beer today is from Vermont, a hotbed of beer. Probably per capita the best beer state there is, and I'll fight you on that one too. This is Little Wolf Pale Ale by Zero Gravity Brewing. Before we get to the beer, Zero Gravity, they do a whole bunch of different stuff. This is their flagship. They've got a bunch of other stuff to choose from. Go to their website and see what else they have, but this is the one you can find most often. Let's get to the vitals. Little Wolf is an American pale ale by Zero Gravity Brewing in Burlington, Vermont. Zero Gravity is established and a well-respected Vermont brewery. They have other beers that are popular, but this is probably the best. They do have Green State. They do have Conehead. People love those. Little Wolf has an ABV of just 4.7. A little bit of a session beer. If you want to visit Zero Gravity Brewing, they have a big beer hall on Pine Street in Burlington. It's a great street to walk up and down. There's probably 6 breweries and cider places on Pine Street on the south end of Burlington. There's food trucks. It's like a big pub crawl on one long street. Burlington, Vermont, we talked about Portland, Maine. It's a contender for the best beer town in America. In addition to our beer today, Zero Gravity, check out Foam, Queen City Brewing, Burlington Beer Company, Switchback, Citizen Cider. There's 5 or 10 more, but there's lots to choose from in Burlington. All right, let's get to the look. Little Wolf. This is one of my favorite cans out there, clean. I love the dark blue look, the color on the logo, the gold. It really pops. The dark blue is not too common on beer cans. A lot of them are more artsy, a little more busy, white. But when you're at a beer hall or a restaurant or even at the liquor store, this is a really easy one to find. It's kind of a rich blue too. It's kind of like thick and manly and stately. I wish I had a room in my house that looked like these colors. I don't. My wife won't let me. Gorgeous can. Time for the first sip, and I'm ready for this one. It's a lovely sound. Ooh. Sometimes when you smell a beer, you can tell how good it's going to be. This is a very ABV only 4.7, but it tastes like a much stronger IPA. Like if you took a sip of this without knowing its background and its lineage, you'd say this is like a 6 or 8 beer. It's fantastic. It's a session beer. It's got all the taste of a beer that you'd want of an IPA, especially a New England IPA. It's fantastic. A lot of pine. You know, they always say in these different beer descriptions, there's notes of pine. You could taste it. It's like hedge clippings, man. It's like a freshly cut lawn, and I'm all into it. All right, I'm 3 sips in, so let's get to it. The recommendation for this beer, this is the kind of beer where it's kind of the sure thing. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Sometimes when you go into a bar or restaurant, you're looking behind the bar and trying to see what kind of beers they have, and you're like, I don't recognize that one, I don't recognize that one. If I see this, I'll start with this. Lone Wolf is a sure thing, always good. Start your night, not too high on the ABV, especially if a long night ahead. So recommendation, it's the sure thing to start a night. It's the kind of thing you keep in your fridge as your base beer. Put it in the back so you hide it from your moron friends. That was a fun one. Like I said, I love Vermont beers, love Zero Gravity. They've got Green State, that's one of their other beers, that's more of a lager. And they've got Conehead, which is legit, very popular in Vermont. But today it was all about Little Wolf, fantastic beer. Go to gearjunkie.com to check out all our beer reviews. Go to @PaulPabst34 on Instagram to send me the brewery you want us to check out. And most importantly, get out there and try some new beers. That's what we do. Take care.